Oke, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Rana Fapinggi Santoso, and in this moment, I want to explain to you all about existential therapy. Okay, the definition of existential therapy. Existential therapy can best be described as a philosophical approach that influences a counselor therapy practice. This approach is a ground of the assumption that we are free and therefore responsible for our choice and action. This chapter addresses some of the essential ideas that have significant implications for the existentially oriented practitioner. The existential approach rejects the determination view of human nature opposed by orthodox psychoanalysis and radical behaviorism. In contrast, essentially therapists acknowledge some of these facts about the human situation but impede our freedom to choose what to make of our circumstance. A basic existential premise is that we are not victims of circumstance because to a large extent we are what we choose to be. A major aim of therapy is to encourage clients to reflect on our life, to recognize the range of alternatives, and to decide among them. One of the aims of existential therapy is to encourage people to stop defining themselves regarding their lack of responsibility for what is happening to them, and then accept their own life. Historical background in philosophy and existentialism. It grew out of an effort to help people resolve the dilemmas of contemporary life, such as isolation, alienation, and meaninglessness. Early works focused on the individual experience of being alone in the world and facing the anxiety of this situation. The European existential perspective focused on human limitation and the third dimension of life. The thinking of existential psychologists and psychiatry was influenced by a number of philosophers and writers during the 19th century. Life is one contingent after another, with no guarantees beyond the century of death. Free of human nature. The crucial significance of the existential movement is that the rage against the tendency to identify therapy with a set of techniques. Instead, is based therapy practice on the understanding of what it means to be human. The essential movement stands for respect for the person, for exploring new aspects of human behavior, and for different methods of understanding people. It uses numerous approaches to the therapy based on its assumption about human nature. The existential tradition seeks a balance between recognizing the limit and tragic dimension of human existence, on one hand, and the possibility and opportunities of the human life on the other hand. It grew out of desire to help people exchange the dilemma of contemporary life, such as in isolation, alienation, and meaninglessness. The current focus of the existential approach is on the individual experience of being in the world alone, and the facing the essence of individuation. Although the significant question varies vary in accordance with our development stage in our life, the fundamental themes not vary. Okay, the first proposition, the capacity for self-awareness. Of human being, we can reflect and make choice because we are capable of self-awareness. The greater our awareness, the greater of possibilities for freedom. Meaning, in the product discovering how we are situated in the world and then through commit living creatively. As we increase our awareness of the choice available to us, we also increase our sense for responsibility for the consequence of this choice. We are subject to loneliness, loneliness, emptiness, guilt, and isolation, because self-awareness is at to the root of most other human capacities. The decision to expand is this fundamental of human growth. They realize that they are so preoccupied with suffering, with suffering, death, and dying that they are not appraising life. Increase self-awareness, which includes awareness of alternative motivation, factor influencing depression, and personal goals in an aim of counseling. Okay, the second preposition is about freedom and responsibility. A characteristic essential theme is that the people are free to choose among alternatives and therefore have a large role in shaping their destiny. A central existential concept is that although we long for freedom, we often try to escape for our freedom. Even though we have no choice about being trust in the world, the manner in which we live and what we become are the result of our choice. Because of the reality of this freedom, we are challenged to accept responsibility for directing our life. Its basic premise is this freedom is bound by certain limitations. Not to do so is to cripple clients and make them dependent on the therapy. Therapists need to teach clients that they can explicitly expect that they have choice, even though they may have devoted most of their life to avoiding them. Okay, the third proposition about striving for identity and relationship to others. The therapy can challenge clients to examine what they get from their relationship, how they avoid intimate contact, how they prevent themselves from having equal relationship, and how they might create therapeutic, healthy, and mature human relationship. The distinctly human characteristic is the struggle for the sense of significance and purpose in life. Existential therapy can provide the conceptual framework for helping clients challenge the meaning of in their life. It's not an automatic process, and choosing an identity takes courage. Many existential work discuss alone lies, openness, and elation, which can be since the failure to develop ties with others and with nature. Rather than trusting ourselves to search within and find our own answer to conflicts in our life, we sell out by becoming what others expect of us. Again, the fourth proposition about the search for meaning. Creating new meaning, logotherapy is designed to help clients find a meaning in life. The therapist's function is not to tell clients what their particular meaning in life should be, but to point out that they can discover meaning even in suffering. This view holds that human suffering can be turned into human achievement by the stand an individual takes when faced with it. Meaning is created out of an individual engagement with that value, and these comments provide the purpose that makes life worthwhile. Okay, the fifth proposition about anxiety as a condition of living. Anxiety arises from one personal striving to survive and the mindset and the asset to avoid pain. And the feeling anxiety generated are an inevitable aspect of human condition. Existential anxiety is the unavoidable result of being confronted with the death, freedom, choice, isolation, and meaningless. Existential anxiety can be a stimulus for growth. We experience, we experience this anxiety as we become increasingly aware of our freedom and the consequences of accepting or rejecting that freedom. In fact, we can make a decision that involves recognition of our life. The accompanying anxiety can be a signal that we are ready for personal change. If we learn to listen to the suitable message of anxiety, we can dare to take the step necessary to change the direction of our life. Okay, the last proposition, the sixth proposition, is about awareness of death and non-being. The existentialist does not view death negatively, but holds the awareness of death as a basic human condition gives significance to living. To living. A distinguishing of human characteristic is the ability to grasp the reality of the future and the inevitability of death, rather than being frozen by the fear of death. Death can be viewed as a positive force that enables us to live as fully as possible. And now I want to explain about the therapeutic process. The first, therapeutic goals. Existential therapy is the best considered as an invitation to clients to recognize the ways in which they are not living fully authentic life and to make choices that will lead to their becoming what they are capable of being. An aim of therapy is to assist clients moving toward authenticity and learning to recognize when they are defacing themselves. Existential therapy aims at helping clients face anxiety and engage in action that is based on therapeutic process of creating worthy extensions. The task of existential therapy is to teach clients to listen to what they already know about themselves, even though they may not be attending to what they know. Increase awareness in the central goals of existential therapy, which allow clients to discover that alternative possibilities exist were recognized before. Clients come to realize that they are able to make change in their way of being in the world. Okay, the second is therapist function and role. Existential therapists are primarily concerned with understanding the subjective world of clients to help them come to new understanding and option. Therapists with existential orientation usually deal with the people who have what could be called restricted extensions. These clients have a limited awareness of themselves and are often vague about the nature of their problem. Okay, the third is client experience in therapy. They are challenged to take responsibility for how they now choose to be in their work. Effective therapy does not stop with this awareness. For the therapy encourages clients to take action on their basic of the insight they develop through the therapeutic process. They are expected to go out into the world and decide how they will live differently. Further, they must be active in the therapeutic process for during the session. They must decide what fears, build feelings, and essentially they will explore. Through the process of their therapy, individuals can explore alternatives for making their vision real. When clients plead helplessness and attempt to convince themselves that they were powerless, memory reminds them that their journey toward freedom began by putting one foot in front of the other to get to this office. As narrow as their range or freedom may be, individuals can be gain building and judgment the that range by taking small steps. Another aspect of their experience of being a client is instructional therapy is confronting ultimate concern rather than coping with immediate problems. Okay, for the next, relationship between therapist and client. Existential therapists give central prominence to their relationship with the client. Therapy is a journey taken by therapist and client that delves deeply into the world as perceived and experienced by the client. But this type of case demands that therapists also be in contact with their own phenomenological world. Fortness, Jason, and Abe state that existential counseling is voyage into self-discovery for both client and therapist. And now I want to explain about therapeutic techniques and procedure. The main guideline is that existential practitioners' interventions are responsive to the unique of each client. Funderson believes that the starting point for existential work is for practitioners to clarify their view of life and living. She stressed the importance of therapy which sufficient deep and openness in their own life to venture into client, murky waters without creating walls. The nature of existential work is assessing people in the process of living with greater experience and ease. Okay, for the next is phase of existential counseling. During initial phase of counseling, therapists assist clients in identifying and clarifying their assumptions about the world. Clients are invited to define and question the way in which they perceive and make sense of their existence. This is a difficult task for many clients because they may initially present their problem and results almost entirely from external causes. During the middle phase of existential counseling, clients are encouraged to more fully examine the cause, the source, and authority of their present value system. The final phase of existential counseling focuses on helping people take what they are learning about themselves and put into action. Transformation is not limited to that, to what takes place during the therapy house. Again, the client approach for extensional counseling. Some examples of these critical turning points that mark passage from one stage of life into another are the struggle for identity in adolescence, coping with possible disappointment in the middle age, adjusting to children leaving home, coping with failure in marriage and work, and dealing with increased physical limitation as one age. It can be useful for people who are on the edge of existence, such as those who are turned off completely switch while working. Buchantel and Brigg assert that the value and vitality of psychotherapy approach depend on its ability to assist clients in dealing with the source of pain and dissatisfaction in their life. They contend that the existential orientation is particularly suited to individuals who are experiencing a lack of a sense of identity. For the next, application to group counseling. A group provides a powerful context to look at oneself and to consider what traits might be more authentically one's own. Members can openly share their fears related to living in unfulfilling ways, and come to recognize how they have compromised their integrity. Members can gradually discover ways in which they have lost their direction and can begin to be more true to themselves. Members learn that it's not in others that they find the answer to questions about significance and purpose in life. Essential group leaders help to member lives in authentic ways and refrain from prescribing simple solutions. Again, this trends from a diversity perspective. A strength of the existential approach is that it enables clients to examine the degree to which their behavior is being influenced by social and cultural conditioning. Clients can be challenged to look at the price they are paying for the dedication they have made. Although it is true that some clients may not feel a sense of freedom, their freedom can be increased if they recognize the social limits they are facing. Okay, for the last is a search coming from a diversity perspective. A potential problem with an existential theory is that it's heavily focused on the philosophical assumption of self-determination, which may not take into account the complex factor that many people who have been oppressed must deal with. With this awareness, we become free, being who are responsible for choosing the way we live, and we influence our own destiny. Our sect is to create a life that has meaning and purpose. Whatever meaning our life is developed through freedom and commitment to make choice in the face of uncertainty. Okay, maybe enough for me the presentation about existential therapy. Thanks for your attention and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.